You've heard of physical fitness. You've seen the gyms, the workouts, the diets, the six-pack transformations. But what about mental fitness? Let me ask you something. What shape is your mind in? Because the truth is, most people walk around with minds that are out of shape, flabby with doubt, weak from fear, tired from indecision, and burdened by years of untrained thinking. Their physical body might look fine, but their mindset is limping. You see, your mind is like a muscle, and it needs a gym, a place of repetition, a place of challenge, a place where strength is built over time, not overnight. And that's where we begin. Welcome to the Mind Gym, where the iron is made of ideas, the weights are your worries, and the real transformation happens in silence. In this first session, you're going to learn how to train your thoughts, upgrade your mental strength, and condition your mindset for high performance, not just for today, but for life. Section 1C, the forgotten muscle. Let's be honest. If someone doesn't go to the gym, we can see it. We notice the lack of tone, the fatigue, the imbalance. But when someone neglects the gym of the mind, it's less obvious at first. But here's what happens. They panic under pressure. They shrink in the face of discomfort. They need external motivation to move. They give up early, quit fast, avoid challenge. You don't see their mental weakness in their body. You see it in their decisions, in their emotional outbursts, in their inconsistency. The mind is the forgotten muscle until life tests it. When you're in a storm, when your plan falls apart, when nobody's cheering for you, that's when you realize whether your mind has been training or slacking. So, if you want a powerful life, a resilient identity, an unshakable inner peace, you must train your mind like a pro. Section 2I, the reps of thought. Just like physical fitness, mental fitness is built through repetition. Every time you resist a negative thought, choose discipline over impulse, stay calm under pressure, finish something you wanted to quit, you're doing reps in the mind gym. Most people want a strong mindset without lifting the mental weights. They want confidence without discomfort. They want clarity without silence. They want peace without discipline. But it doesn't work that way. Just like muscles grow by pushing against resistance, your mind grows by pushing against difficulty. Every "I don't feel like it" moment you override with purpose, that's a rep. Every time you reflect instead of react, that's a rep. Every time you rewrite a limiting belief, that's a rep. You're either getting stronger or weaker, and it all depends on your reps. Section 3Z. Identify your mental weak spots. You can't grow what you won't confront. The first step in building a strong mind is identifying the weak spots. Do you crumble when criticized? Do you procrastinate out of fear? Do you chase comfort instead of growth? Do you let emotions run your decisions? Be honest. Because mental growth begins with mental honesty. Just like a good trainer doesn't ignore your poor form, you must not ignore your poor thinking. Get out a notebook and ask ye, where am I mentally lazy? Where do I quit early? What thought patterns are costing me results? The mind gym requires self-awareness, and with that awareness comes power. Section 4A, mental warm up. Daily thinking habits. Before you lift heavy weights in the gym, what do? You warm up. Same with the mind. You must prepare your thoughts daily, or the day will overpower you. Start with this 10-minute morning mind routine. Silence Elzen 2 minutes. Sit in quiet. Let your system settle. Gratitude reps 2 minutes. List 3 things you're thankful for. Identity affirmation of 2 minutes. Say, I am not my past. I am what I choose today. I think with clarity. I act with purpose. Daily focus L is 2 minutes. Pick your top 1-3 priorities for the day. Mental visualization of 2 minutes. Imagine yourself succeeding. Not just results, but the focus, the effort, the growth. This is not just fluff. It's mental conditioning. It aligns your inner world before the outer world begins its chaos. Do it consistently, and your thoughts will start to follow your direction, not your distractions. Section 50, replace. Don't suppress. Most people try to get rid of negative thoughts. But that's not how the mind works. You don't delete thoughts, you replace them. In the mind gym, your job is to upgrade your inner language. Old thought, I'm not good enough, replaced with, I'm improving every day and I've handled worse than this. Old thought, what if I fail? Replaced with, failure is feedback, I learn fast and adjust. Old thought, I don't have the energy. Replaced with, energy comes from purpose. I move with meaning. You don't argue with negative thoughts, you out-train them. Repetition rewires reality. Your dominant thoughts become your destiny. Section 6C. Conditioning for mental endurance. It's easy to be focused for 10 minutes. The real test is 10 hours. Can you sustain energy, focus, belief, even when tired? That's where mental endurance comes in. Endurance is built by stretching your comfort zone. Work 30 minutes longer than you feel like. Sit with discomfort without numbing it. Finish tasks even after motivation fades. And when your mind says, I can't, ask, is that thought true, or is it just tired? Mental endurance separates amateurs from professionals. Train your mind to outlast the temporary. That's where transformation happens. Section 7 Day. Cut the mental junk food. Just like physical results are ruined by poor diet, mental results are sabotaged by poor input. Junk content to junk thoughts to weak decisions to unfulfilled life. Audit what you feed your mind. The news cycle that makes you panic. The endless scrolling that numbs you. The gossip and negativity that shrink your vision. Replace junk with fueled. Read 10 pages of a powerful book daily. Listen to voices that build clarity and character. Meditate or journal to digest your own thoughts. Your thoughts are shaped by your diet, mental and emotional. So protect your mental nutrition like your future depends on it, because it does. Section 8A. Track progress like an athlete. Athletes don't guess progress. They track it. You should too. Create a mental fitness log. Each night ask, did I train my thoughts today? Did I choose discipline over distraction? Where did I grow mentally today? Score yourself. Not to shame, but to sharpen. Measure things like emotional controls 1 tender and of mental clarities 11 temper follow through 7 on tender. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Little by little, you'll notice more calm during stress, faster recovery from failure, deeper focus in your work, confidence without external applause. That's the reward of mental training. Section 9I. Make it a non-negotiable in the physical world. No one gets in shape by chance. It's a choice. Same with the mind. You must make mental training a non-negotiable. Not when I feel like it, not if I have time, but daily, automatically, like brushing your teeth. Because every day you skip, the noise of the world gets louder. But every day you train, your clarity increases. Your confidence compounds, your results accelerate. And one day you'll face a challenge and realize, this would have broken the old me. But now, I'm built different. That's the power of showing up daily in the mind gym. Closing thoughts. This is just the warm up. You've just finished session 1 in the mind gym, and this was just the warm up. In the next part, we'll go deeper into mental transformation, mastering identity, handling setbacks, and building the kind of mindset that wins when no one's watching. But for now, take this with you. Your mind is your most important muscle. Train it like your life depends on it, because it does. You've started your journey in the mind gym. You now understand that your thoughts are like muscles, and repetition is what makes them strong. But now it's time to go deeper. This is not just about motivation, not just about staying positive. This is about transformation from the inside out. Because here's the truth, you can't outperform your identity. You can't out-discipline the story you tell yourself. And you can't build lasting results on a foundation of self-doubt. If your mental framework is built on old fears, outdated beliefs, or inherited limits, you'll always be stuck. This second session in the Mind Gym is about rewiring your identity so you no longer operate from who you were, but from who you are becoming. Section 1. Identity shapes action. Every action you take is a reflection of who you believe you are. If you see yourself as undisciplined, not a morning person, just average, always struggling, then your behavior will align with that identity, even if you want better outcomes. Why? Because your identity is the thermostat of your life. You may spike in effort temporarily, but you'll always fall back to the setting of your self-belief. So if you want to change your actions long-term, you must change the story underneath them. Here's the rule: don't just try to act different. Be different. See yourself differently. Speak differently. Think like the version of you that already lives the life you want. Section 2 on audit your identity beliefs. To change your inner thermostat, you first have to identify the setting. Grab a notebook and answer. What do I believe about myself when I fail? What labels have I accepted without questioning? What internal phrases do I repeat when under pressure? Maybe it's C. I'm not consistent. I always mess things up. I'm just not confident. I don't have what it takes. Every time you say these things, you do reps, not in the direction of strength, but in the direction of limitation. The Mind Gym demands brutal honesty, not so you can shame yourself, but so you can shift. You can't replace what you won't reveal. Section 30. From default identity to designed identity, most people live with a default identity, shaped by past experiences, family labels, old mistakes, and societal programming. But in the Mind Gym, we choose a designed identity, shaped intentionally by purpose, truth, and possibility. Default, I'm not a finisher. Designed, I complete what I start because I'm a builder. Default, I don't handle stress well. Designed, I stay calm under fire. I'm built for pressure. Default, I always procrastinate. Designed, I take fast, focused action. That's who I am now. The most powerful transformation in your life begins when you stop living from your past version and start practicing your future self. Section 4I Identity Reps. Speak it, live it, own it. Identity is not fixed. It's trained. Just like a muscle, it grows through repetition. Here's a 3-step identity workout. Speak it. Start every day by declaring your designed identity. I am focused. I am disciplined. I am becoming the person my vision requires. Live it. Ask yourself all day, what would the highest version of me do in this moment? Then do that, not what feels easy, what aligns. Own it. Don't apologize for your transformation. Don't shrink to fit old patterns. You're allowed to grow, outgrow, and become. These identity reps will feel awkward at first, like lifting a new weight. But keep going. Awkward is how strength begins. Section 50 Break mental loops. A mental loop is a repeating cycle of self-sabotage, like starting with energy, losing focus, feeling guilty, starting over, wanting more, comparing to others, feeling behind, giving up, trying to be disciplined, missing a day, feeling like a failure, quitting. These loops are not laziness. They're unconscious programming. To break them, name the loop when it happens. Interrupt it with awareness. That's my old story trying to come back. Replace it with new action. Even if I slipped, I'm still consistent. I'm still moving forward. Remember, one moment doesn't define your identity. Your next decision does. Section 60 Stop arguing for your limitations. Ever notice how people defend their limitations? It's just how I am. Mine. That's easy for others, not for me. I've tried before. It never works. That's the old identity talking. And every time you defend it, you strengthen it. Here's a better rule. Don't fight for your limits. Fight for your future. Catch yourself when you make excuses and ask, is this voice helping me grow or keeping me stuck? You're not here to argue for what you can't do. You're here to prove yourself right by becoming the person who does the impossible. Section 7 Build mental toughness through micro wins. Confidence isn't built by success alone. It's built by small, daily victories, stacked over time. Start here. Wake up when your alarm goes off without snooze. Finish the task you wanted to avoid. Say no to that distraction. Go 1% longer in your workout. Meditate 1 minute longer than usual. Do what you said you'd do, even if no one's watching. Each of these is a mental micro win, and they stack. Every time you win the small battle, your identity upgrades. And slowly, the voice of weakness fades. And the voice of strength, the trained version of you, takes over. Section 80 Train for pressure, not just peace. Most people train their minds to feel good when things are easy. But in the mind gym, we train for pressure, for chaos, for uncertainty. Why? Because that's where real life happens. Mental strength isn't, I feel positive all day. It's, I feel fear, but I move anyway. I feel doubt, but I stay grounded. I feel pressure, but I stay present. You train for pressure by simulating stress and staying calm. Cold showers, focused breathing, saying yes to things that stretch you, practicing presence during discomfort. Mental transformation isn't built in comfort. It's built in controlled difficulty. Section 9V. Write the new script. Your brain is always running a script, a set of beliefs you live by. Old script, I'm not ready yet. I need more time. New script, growth happens through action. I'll refine as I go. Old script, if I fail, it proves I'm not enough. A new script, failure is how I grow strength, clarity, and wisdom. Old script, no one supports me. A new script, I support myself. I attract the right energy by being the right energy. Don't let old scripts run your new life. Write, speak, and live from the story that aligns with your next level, not your last setback. Section 10 The mirror test. Stand in front of the mirror and ask, is this who I'm proud to be? Am I thinking thoughts that honor my potential? Am I acting like the leader of my own life? If the answer is no, don't shame yourself. Train yourself. You're not stuck. You're just untrained. Identity is not fixed at birth. It's formed by focus. And now you're focused on building a mind that leads, lifts, and lasts. Closing thought. C. Transformation is a practice. You don't transform by listening to motivation once. You transform by practicing your new identity daily. This is not a crash course. This is a lifelong gym. In part 3, our final session, we'll go all in on sustaining the transformation. How to build unshakable confidence, how to bounce back faster, how to build an inner world so strong that no external pressure can break it. But for now, remember this: you are not your past. You are your patterns. And patterns can be trained. So train for the life you deserve. You've trained your mind. You've started to rewire your identity. You've begun the process of turning discipline into destiny. But now comes the final transformation. Because the real battle isn't out there. It's in here. Not in the market, the workplace, or the external world, but in your inner world. The one who masters their inner world becomes unstoppable in the outer one. This final part of the Mind Gym is about building a permanent foundation so that no matter what life throws at you, you stay grounded, focused, and free. You're not here just to cope. You're here to conquer with clarity, calm, and consistency. Let's finish strong. Section 1. The world reflects what you think. Here's a secret: your external world is a mirror of your internal state. If you think like a victim, life feels unfair. If you think like a warrior, challenges become fuel. If you think like a creator, problems become opportunities. Most people try to fix their outer world, their job, their relationships, their finances, without ever updating the inner operating system. But that's like repainting a house with a cracked foundation. It looks good until the first storm hits. Your job in the Mind Gym is to rebuild from the inside out. Because when your inner world is aligned, peaceful, and powerful, your outer world starts bending in your favor. Section 2a. The power of mental stillness. In a loud world, stillness is a superpower. Most people can't sit quietly for 10 minutes without reaching for their phone, food, or distraction. But stillness is where the mind resets, strengthens, and sees clearly. When you quiet the world, you can finally hear yourself. In your Mind Gym routine, make stillness a core practice. 10 minutes of sitting in silence. No agenda, just breath. Let thoughts come and go. Don't fight them. Observe patterns. Catch the noise. Create space. Stillness doesn't make you lazy. It makes you lethal. It gives you access to insight, emotional control, and higher wisdom. Most people panic because they never pause. You're not most people anymore. Section 30. Become response-oriented, not reaction-driven. Here's how weak minds live. They react instantly, emotionally, blindly. Here's how trained minds live. They respond intentionally, strategically, calmly. Reaction is automatic. Response is trained. Every time you pause before replying, you grow stronger. Every time you breathe before speaking, you gain power. Every time you slow your anger and choose grace, you lead your life instead of being led by emotion. This is a skill. Practice it. Because the person who controls their response controls their results. Section 4. High mental focus is your daily currency in today's world. Attention is currency. If you give it to noise, you go broke mentally. If you invest it with intention, you become rich in results. Mental focus is your most valuable asset, and it must be trained daily. Try this. Turn your phone on airplane mode for the first 90 minutes of the day. Use a timer. 50 minutes focus, a 10 minutes break. Track how long you can go without switching tasks. At first, your brain will resist because it's addicted to dopamine and distraction. But after a few weeks, you'll be shocked by your mental stamina. While others scroll, you build. While others waste, you win. Section 50a. Make your mind your best friend. Not your bully. Your internal dialogue is the voice you hear most, all day, every day. Is that voice empowering you or exhausting you? Here's how to check. Does it encourage effort or shame mistakes? Does it reward growth or criticize imperfection? Does it sound like a coach or a critic? Most people live with an inner bully. You must train your mind to become your inner ally. Talk to yourself like someone you deeply respect. Say, I'm proud of how I showed up today. That was tough, but I grew from it. Let's adjust and go again. You've got this. Kindness to self is not weakness. It's mental recovery. Section 68. Detach from outcomes. Attached to standards. Weak minds obsess over outcomes. Strong minds stay anchored to standards. Here's the difference. Outcome by: did I win? Standard: did I give my best effort today? The truth is, you can't always control the result, but you can always control the intention, focus, and discipline you bring. And when you live by high standards, win or lose, you still grow. Train your mind to let go of attachment to applause, validation, or perfection. Instead, fall in love with the process of showing up excellent. Outcomes fluctuate, but standards, they build legacy. Section 7a. Emotional conditioning. Don't let feelings lead. Feelings are real, but they are not always true. You might feel tired, but you're not done. Afraid, but you're still capable. Unmotivated, but you're still responsible. Train yourself to act based on values, not moods. Ask daily, what does my mission require right now? What would a mentally strong version of me do here? Can I delay the emotion and lead with principle instead? Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when emotions whisper excuses. Every time you act above your mood, you win a rep in the mind gym. Section 80. Build inner confidence. Not dependent confidence. There are two kinds of confidence. Dependent confidence, based on praise, success, likes, applause. Inner confidence, built from personal proof and quiet consistency. You want the second one. Why? Because if others can give you confidence, they can also take it away. But inner confidence sounds like, I know I show up daily. I trust myself under pressure. I've done hard things before, and I can again. This comes from evidence, from logging mental wins, from tracking growth others can't see, but you feel. You become unshakable when your belief is rooted in proof, not popularity. Section 9A. Fortify yourself with daily non-negotiable. Strong minds are not created occasionally. They're built by daily systems. Here are 5 non-negotiables. Morning silence or meditation, 5-10 minutes, 10 pages of reading powerful content, intentional physical movement, even 15-30 minutes. Focus block on your most important task, reflection or journaling before bed, even when life gets chaotic. These systems anchor your sanity. They become the mental roots that hold you steady when everything else shifts. Don't wait for pressure to prepare. Be fortified before the test comes. Section 10A. Your mind is a fortress. Guard the gates. What you allow into your mind will shape your life. People, content, conversations, environments. Guard your mental gates. Ask, does this strengthen me or weaken me? Does this align with my future or distract from it? Does this voice help me grow or hold me back? Train your mind like a fortress. Let in only what serves your mission. That's how champions think. That's how warriors live. That's how peace is preserved. Final words. You are the architect. You are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are the architect. You've now walked through the 3 pillars of the mind gym. Train your thoughts like muscles. Rewire your identity. Redefine your limits. Master your inner world. Conquer the outer one. You now have the tools, the routines, and the philosophy to build a mind that doesn't panic under pressure, doesn't quit when motivation fades, doesn't bend to distraction, fear, or comparison. This is the start of a lifetime transformation, not because it's easy, but because you are now trained. From this point on, you don't react, you respond. You don't guess, you execute. You don't seek approval, you seek progress. You are not just in control, you are in command. Welcome to the new you. Welcome to the Mind Gym.